You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining me. Ryan, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, what a treat. It's always a treat. We're lucky to be doing what we're doing. And thank you for listening. For those of you who are here for Danny and Michael Philippou, look, I'm a huge horror fan. These guys are extraordinary. They were so fun. They were out of control in the best way. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love that they were Smallville fans. They were big,
huge Smallville fans,
dude. That was great. The only
and Talkville fans.
Yeah, I hope they cast me in something.
I hope they do too.
I do, because I'd love to work with them. I'd love to work with you guys. That was so much fun. We had so much fun. I felt like I could have talked to them for hours. So hang on, a few things before that, and thanks for choosing this podcast. If as you know, the podcast you listen to, there's a lot of podcasts out there. And look, all I ask is if you enjoy this episode, subscribe, write a review, follow us, and support the podcast. If you really want to support the podcast and keep it going, go to patreon.com/insideofyou and become a patron. Give back to the show. We have a lot of content out there on the Clips channel and the regular channel. So many great interviews. So, you know, we talk about mental health. We talk about a lot of things that a lot of people don't talk about in the entertainment industry, and it's not just actory talk. So I hope you enjoy that. This was me kind of geeking out a little bit on horror and stuff like that. So I just really wanted to know a lot about how these guys made these films. Bring Her Back, Talk to Me, all that jazz. But yeah, and on the Patreon, there's different tiers. You can get packages from me every couple of months, and there's Zooms, and there's the How Deep Is Your Love tier if you really want to support the podcast, where you get a Zoom every quarterly. You get something special in your box. You get to be on the show. You get to be on the podcast. Your face on the podcast. So a lot of fun. Big shout out to my horror movie group on Tuesday nights. Love all you guys. I know you'll be listening. You might be the only ones. But look, if you want to check out what I'm doing, go to my Instagram at the Michael Rosenbaum, my link tree. All the cons. I'm on Cameo. I do really good Cameo. I give good Cameo. And what else? Got some products. Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath for your dog's breath. If your dog's breath is bad, I have this product, Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath. You just put a cap full in your dog's water. It's odorless, tasteless, so your dog won't think it's drinking anything weird, and it's not weird, and your dog's breath will get better. I use it every day on my pups, Blanche and Charlie, who are on the cover with a picture of me. So go to Amazon and get yourself some Rosie's Puppy Fresh Breath. And the Fart Book, The Talented Farter, is still out on Amazon. It's perfect for Father's Day or Farter's Day. So it's a sound book, my farts. It's hilarious and charming. The Talented Farter, perfect Father's Day gift. So do that for your dad. And that would be great. And a lot of conventions. The Smallville Cruise is coming up. So get tickets. Go to cruiseville.com. You could have excursions with me, swimming with pigs, and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm hosting a karaoke night on the cruise. And yeah, dude, it's going to be so fun. So get on the cruise, man. We're doing a Smallville Nights, me and Tom. We already have 80 people going to Smallville Nights. It's a little event we do.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's fun. And a lot more. So also the Inside of You online store has a bunch of cool stuff. If you want Smallville scripts autographed by me, the pilot script, Lexmas, we got ship keys, we got Funko Pops, we got action figures, we got Smallville lunchbox signed by me and Tom, we got tumblers and tons more. So go to the Inside of You online store. And last but not least, go to sunspin.com, my band's new album. You can pre-order the album, be an executive producer on the album, have your name on the album, along with a bunch of other stuff. Go to sunspin.com and pre-order now for autographed albums and stuff like that. The album's really great. I'm excited about it. All right, let's get into these guys. These guys are awesome. All right, let's get into it. Let's get inside of Danny and Michael Philippou.
It's my point of view. You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum was not recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you did the Adelaide. A little New Zealand, that first one.
Adelaide.
I'm from Adelaide.
Are you from Adelaide? You are from Adelaide.
Yeah,
I thought
we're
from
from
Adelaide.
We're from Adelaide.
Wow.
Yeah, it's we love it, but it is quite boring. All right.
I've been there a few times.
You've been to Adelaide? Oh yeah, for like
Yeah,
Supernova.
Supernova and stuff.
We actually got a photo together at Supernova.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
We took pictures together at Supernova.
I didn't. Wait, I didn't. You used to. I was like, dude, Michael Rosenbaum's going. I'm going to fucking Supernova.
Was I nice?
You were so nice.
Yeah.
Has there been a couple of non-nice days?
No, I'm always nice. But what happens is if you catch me in the wrong time, like it's at the end of the day, my energy's kind of lower.
Yeah.
Because it's like you give so much, you want everybody to be happy. And then you get just kind of tired and you're like, hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah.
All right. Can't see. I just it's like I smoked a joint or something. I'm blown away by you guys. You guys look like just dudes that I would hang out with. Yeah. Like how old are you?
32. And we're twins.
Yeah, you're 20. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
6 minutes older. I'm 6 minutes older.
6 minutes dumber.
6 minutes old.
6 minutes fatter.
I am 6 minutes fatter.
It just amazes me that you could accomplish so much at such a young age. Like when you made Talk to Me, how old were you?
Well, we wrote it. I think the first draft was written when we were around 28, and then we shot it when we were 29.
29.
Yeah.
Did anybody, did you go to film school?
We went to a media course. There was this media course that we went to. I dropped out after the first year. Michael stayed for the second year, but it was really good to find people that wanted to be in the same industry as us, because there's no media culture or film culture really in where we grew up. So it was so cool to find people that actually wanted to do it as well.
Were you always shooting shit when you were younger? Like constantly shooting things?
Since we were like 9 years old, and we had a big group of friends around the same age, and we just get together and make stuff. Like we made a whole series, like TV series that like 10 seasons, all these episodes of all our friends. And then I think when we grew up, when we became adults, like 18, most of our friends,
everyone was getting
got
over
over it.
They're like, why are we
we're
still
like, you
doing
guys
this?
ready to shoot the next season? They're like, dude,
we're out.
we're out. We're going fucking
They're like, we're not kids anymore. Why are we still doing this?
We're not getting paid anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Never got paid at all.
Never got paid at all.
Yeah, we never had jobs.
Did you end up using any of those friends in any of the movies when you made The Big Time?
We brought there was this makeup artist that really helped us with all of our YouTube stuff. She would always help us out for free. And so we got her positions on Talk to Me. Same so with our VFX artist that we worked all the way through with as well. He as well would always help us out. So him. So
and then a lot of our friends that were in our like childhood videos or our YouTube channel, we put them in the movie and
they're extras.
in any way we can. We squeeze them in.
That's great. Well, hopefully I'll become one of those friends.
Oh, please do, dude. Yeah.
Dude, I would do anything for you guys.
That's insane.
Maybe I'll grow a mustache, whatever you want me to do. Shave my head again. No, but like I'm really picky, but like I love what you guys do. It's rare that I see a horror movie that I actually really like. It's seldom. There's so many movies out there, and kudos to all those guys and gals who make movies and do whatever they can, put their heart and soul into it and make movies. And even if they're not good, they did it. I was just watching this interview. Some guy was saying, I'm trying to think of who it was. They were like, look, if Sharknado was made, you guys can make a movie. And it wasn't dissing. It was like, look, this guy put everything into Sharknado. He wanted to make Sharknado. Everybody else, you'd be like, what? And he got Sharknado made. So, I want to talk to you guys about that a little bit, about the process of getting something made, which is so hard and daunting. But the first thing you said is when we were focusing you on the camera, is you go, well, I have a little ADHD. We sway, we rock a little bit. Was that something that you just, like from a young age, you noticed, everyone noticed that, oh, they got a little ADHD?
Oh, yeah.
We used to rock in the car. I still rock myself to sleep. So when we're in the back of the car, if there's music, we're like this. And then like, if I go to sleep, I'll have to put my headphones on and listen to music and then do this to sort of like, rock myself out of energy.
I know it's a common term these days but we had like it's just always hard to concentrate unless you're interested in it, but we can go down the rabbit hole of things we're interested in. If we are into something, I can go like 3 days without sleeping, working, editing, and like non-stop. Your brain just doesn't.
Because you just love it.
Because you just love it, and that time disappears.
You can't even sleep sometimes because you're so overstimulated, and like everything is like your brain feels like it's like prickly and it's like warm and it's fuzzing, and like all you do is you live and breathe it. And so there were times on Talk to Me, and we'd bring her back. If you're gonna wrap out of a location, you're like, we need to edit everything that we've done right now to make sure we've got everything before moving on. So it's like staying up all night, editing, returning to set the next day.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like
yeah.
non-stop, like literal no sleep 2-3 days.
So you'll come back and say, "Oh, we need another close-up of the boy with this on his face. We didn't get that," or something. And you'll go back and shoot it.
Yeah. Especially with Talk to Me, because Talk to Me, it was so like we were supposed to have an 8-week shoot, and it ended up being a 5-week shoot for Talk to Me. And there was so many locations. It's a big cast. And so when we're wrapping out of a location, we know that we're not going to be able to go back there. And we didn't have the budget to. So we had to make sure that we had everything. So there's always like editing the scenes, what we had at night, and then go back to set knowing what it is.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for the random tangent. I just want to express how big of a fan we are of you, because
I didn't know.
Dude.
We're gigantic
Dude,
fans.
like Smallville was my entire childhood, like to like this really extreme thing, and it's such a comfort thing. It's such a comfort food. Every time I return to Smallville, everything goes away, and I'm so like in love.
That makes me feel good. That's really nice of you. I'm not crying. I was like,
I was like, oh my God.
but no, that means a lot to me. Hearing that, it's just I didn't expect that. So it's coming from you guys who are super talented and cool. But thanks. That's
Yeah. And then I started listening to your podcast during COVID, because I started listening to. I saw clips of Bobby Lee.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, Bobby Lee, and I just found him fascinating. We've met him now. We've hung out a few times. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. But then I would listen to, you did like a bunch with him. And so in COVID, I was like listening to that, and I was like, oh my God, Michael Rosenbaum has a podcast.
I mean,
I started listening to that.
It was through Talkville for me, because like I was like returning that and then watching a bit of Talkville.
Yeah.
And then I know that like in those early ones, you didn't like those the standalone episodes when it was Freak of the Week.
Yeah.
But those are so comforting to me.
You like those.
I love
they're
them.
gonna wrap it up. It's like a story. It's like, see, it's amazing what people, and Ryan, of course, from Talkville.
Yeah. That's why I'm a big fan. Hey, how's it going, mate? Yeah, good to see you.
I love that. Hey, do me a favor, fix that poster. I have OCD. See that?
Michael,
Move it a little to your left, the other way, right?
This
a
side?
little more to the right. Right there, perfect.
Perfect.
Wait, if I let it go.
It's all right. It's not going to kill me. It's not going to kill me.
You're gonna keep looking at it.
See,
through
we
the
have
thing.
OCD, ADHD. I have ADD. Is that something that when you were younger, they didn't really know how to diagnose? They didn't know how to deal with it, so they just thought you're hyperactive or you're this. And did you finally see someone and maybe take medication to help it, or like? Was it tough on your parents? Was it tough on you guys? Was it tough in school? Like, what was that like?
It
We
was
were
definitely
delinquents.
It was definitely tough.
Really?
On everything.
Yeah.
But our mum didn't want to get us diagnosed or get us medication, because she said I don't want to change you guys. I want you guys to be you.
Right.
So she purposely didn't go down the route of medication.
But it also
But
like,
maybe she should have.
you have to find people that help nurture it. Like we had our friend's older sister Nellie. That was we would like film us like literally doing crimes as a kid, as in like breaking into houses or like graffitiing. Like we were like really wild children, and like our parents were never home. Our grandfather was looking after us, and then when we were 13, he passed away, and then it was literally Lord of the Flies. And like our friend's older sister was like, those little movies you were making, you like focus on that, do that. And so she became this like person that we'd make stuff and screen for. So we'd premiere stuff just to her. We'd make this series just for her and watch it with just her.
Wow.
And she told us about Sundance. She's like, one day you guys are gonna get into Sundance. You gotta get into Sundance. And then literally we got into Sundance, and we hadn't seen her in 10 years because she moved to Utah, where Sundance is. And then at the premiere, we had her come, and it was like the most wholesome, beautiful thing.
Oh, did you get emotional?
Yeah, I cried.
It
when
was
I saw
weird. It was like a cringy script.
But that moment.
At the end, like it was all perfect, and it was that for Sundance, because we hadn't seen Nelly in so long. But she's the one who helped us get on our way, like to focus on that stuff and not the other
stop
stuff.
doing that stuff.
Did you really think, when you're doing all this stuff as a kid, did you think we're going to make it? There's no doubt in our minds we're going to make it, or was it just sort of like a dream? Like, that would be great. That would be great. Did you ever really think you were going to do it?
No, it's just an obsession. So we never thought we'd get anywhere with anything. It's just something. That's all we think about.
And again, like from South Australia, there is no real film culture or media culture. Like we don't even have an IMAX screen in South Australia. They don't show films in film in South Australia.
So it's not ingrained in you. It's not something that's really available to everybody. It's something you have to go look for.
Yeah, you gotta, and that's the thing is, so when we were, it's all we can do. It's all we were interested in. So we're just going to do it because that's what it is. Not thinking that it could go anywhere.
How many movies do you watch? How many movies do you watch constantly?
I do. Yeah.
Danny's way more than me, I'd say.
And mostly horror?
Oh, everything. I like consuming everything, and obviously horror as well. It was my first love, my first genre.
What's your favorite? Like,
I mean, you've got a lot of the posters on the walls here. Like, they are the classics. Like, like the original Exorcist. Every time you watch it, you pick something else up. It's like there's that new term that's elevated horror, but like The Exorcist was elevating horror back in the 70s, which is so incredible. Obviously, Rosemary's Baby. Obviously, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
oh yeah.
And like my goal, like what I would love to is like I'd love to make my own Freddy Krueger. I'd love to be able to like start something that people can look back on in 20, 30 years and be like, let's remake that movie.
Talking about things that'll never happen.
Oh yeah.
No, but yeah, well, you guys could do anything. I mean, the fact that you did this, what is the process like to get, we'll start with Talk to Me, and then I want to get into Bring Her Back, because I knew I was going to meet with you guys, and there's nothing worse than having to watch something if you don't like it and then trying to pretend. So the fact that my friends who were with me watching it, who were like horror snobs, the fact that they all liked it, it was universal. And we all were like, wow. The fact that most people do a movie and then their second movie, you're like, well. To make one good movie, one great movie is so difficult. To make a movie, right? And just to make a movie, then to make a really good movie, and then to follow it up with a really good movie. I mean, the chances of that happening are nil, slim to none. So I'm just kind of amazed, but I the process of start with Talk to Me, start with like, who wrote the script?
So we were, because we got into YouTube pretty early after, like we were volunteering on film sets, just doing that after school. And then we did this little media course just to be making stuff and being around film. And then we made this YouTube channel. And because we were trying to get into short films and write scripts, we were trying to do that for ages. And it's so hard in South Australia to get those opportunities because there's only a certain amount of funding they'll give. And so it was kind of an impossible task. When we fell into YouTube, which we just fell into, and we like gained traction on there pretty quickly, we got sucked into the whirlwind of YouTube because it's so fun, it's instantaneous. So we were writing scripts, but it wasn't really the main focus. The main focus was, let's put it into YouTube because that's where everything's happening.
Yeah.
But it also was always looked at it like to be a practice ground as filmmakers and to try out, let's build a set for the first time. Let's try and execute this stunt. Let's do this practical effect. So every video was like trying different things and like trying to build ourselves up.
With no money.
No money. Yeah. So we weren't monetized for the longest time. And once we did monetize, every dollar went back into those productions and those videos.
Yeah. So we met hundreds of stunt performers, visual effects artists, makeup people. And it was just, everything was like going towards that. And after a while, YouTube, we kind of did everything we wanted to do on there.
It felt like and I couldn't express myself in like a more personal way. And I felt like it was a very specific content for like a specific target audience. And I was scared of having two characters even just have a conversation on like a YouTube channel. Like I would never upload that. I'd be so scared. I'm like, I'm going to bore the fuck out of my audience if they're just sitting there talking.
Right.
So I needed another way to be able to express myself. And so I started writing pages and I started collaborating with my co-writer, Bill Hinsman. And it just comes from like, when you're writing a horror film, like tapping into anything that makes you uncomfortable or anything that freaks you out, or you look back in your childhood and you're like, that was a little bit weird. Or like you look at-
Use that.
Yeah, 100%.
Use that. That's what you should use. Write what you know.
Yeah.
Use your imagination. Use your, I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Yeah, and there's things that weigh on you and then like bother you, and then you can get them off your shoulders and place them somewhere, and then they can exist, and you don't carry it anymore. And it's like even like with Talk to Me, like one of the big inspiration points. Like I was in this car accident when I was 16, and I cut my eye open here. I've got like a scar up here, and they thought I might have broken my back. And I was on the floor, and I was in hospital, and I just couldn't stop shaking in the hospital bed. They were like turning on the heaters, giving me blankets, trying to warm me up, but I just couldn't physically stop shaking. And then my sister came and she sat next to me and she held my hand, and then the shaking just stopped. And it was like, I was in such a state of shock. And then like the touch of someone I loved had like pulled me out of it. And like, that's something that like, that's a seed for the hand in Talk to Me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how it all kind of came about.
Yeah. It's always,
That's crazy. Inside of You is brought to you by Shopify. Shopify is just freaking awesome. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Look, I have 2 podcasts, and Shopify is all I know. It is the best. They make it so easy to add products and sell products on the site. Shipping and handling is a breeze. It's all right there in the dashboard for you, folks. You just add a picture of your product. You put the weight of it. I have a little scale. Cost me a couple bucks. 7 ounces. You sell it for this much. You put the quantity. That's it. And the analytics will tell you how it's selling compared to other products, what's selling best for you. It's so easy. It's fun. Shopify is really awesome.
Get started with your own design studio. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style.
Accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography.
Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, while you can easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling.
And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into cha-ching with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your 1 month, $1 per month trial period and start selling today at shopify.com/inside. Go to shopify.com/inside. That's shopify.com/inside. Crazy.
It's always little. I remember after that accident, Danny's face was all swollen, and he was like looking at, because we had to share a room back then, and he was looking at this, and the phone was ringing. He's like, "Get the phone." I'm like, "You get the phone." He's like, "I can't." And I picked up the phone, and I was stuck to it, and I just threw it like this, and it hit him in the face.
I've already been through hell.
Yeah, what the hell is that about?
I know. I felt so bad.
I remember I tore my stitches because I watched The Descent.
Great movie.
It's so cool. It's so good. And then there's like a jump scare with this this log that smashes through a window. And I was like, oh! And I was like, oh! And then like it opened up my stitches and I started bleeding.
Oh my God.
But it was worth it. It was a good movie.
So this accident propelled Talk to Me, essentially.
Well, yeah, so many different things. Like there's always little seeds. You write about moments in your life and you write about anything and they just like, they grow and they turn into something. And then like they draw inspiration and you could like work on 3 different scripts and then you just cannibalize them. Once you're like, okay, these moments are really good in that one and these moments are good in this one. Let's put it all into this thing. And it gets bigger and bigger and fuller and fuller.
How long did it take to write Talk to Me from beginning to end?
I'd say 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years
Yeah.
of just writing, and you would give the script to your brother?
Dude, yeah, and he would just rip it apart with brutal notes.
Were
which
they
you
good
need.
notes?
There was like notes like boring, shit, I don't get this, oh lame, seen this before.
Well, I mean, that's what the audience is going to be saying, right?
Hey, you know what? It's good to have someone, as hard as that is. You need this. You need more of a hook. Why are we watching it? What, this scene doesn't mean anything. You need that. So it's frustrating.
I know.
But at the same time, in retrospect, you're like, that sort of helped shape the script.
Yeah, and you need that. And we have an amazing, so we will write, because you get ideas from everything, and we write just pages, scenes, moments, characters about it. And then they kind of start naturally gravitating towards a particular project. And then we have an amazing, our co-writer, Bill Hinsman, he's so good at structure and he can get it in. So, we're writing this action film called Peach Baby, and I'll just write set pieces, characters, scenes, and then he goes, okay, let's look at that. This could be here, and it kind of like putting it in the right place of a puzzle, in the right ballpark.
How did you find Bill?
Oh, so at that media course that we done.
So he just happened to be there, and
he was a journalist, quit, and then like we met him at this thing, and he was just so much smarter than us, and so like his film.
But he believed in you guys.
He did, yeah. And
no, he didn't.
Oh, what do you mean he didn't?
Well, he didn't think it was going to get anywhere. He's like, this is fun. None of these are going to get fucking
Oh,
made.
and every time that he's just as brutal as Micah as the script. Like once we finish the Talk to Me script, he's like, it's shit. He's like, whatever. Like try and make it. It's shit. This is never going to happen. You think you're going to make movies? Like he's a bit like that. And then it feels like that's a good driver to be like, I'm going to prove you wrong.
So what's the first step? Like you have talked to me after 3 or 4 years of making this script the best it could be. And then who do you give it to?
So we had our manager. We managed to get a manager, and then we pretty much did.
Well, before that, we were sending it to.
Well, no, this was part of it. It was like the like we would send it to the studios, and we took meetings everywhere, and everybody said no. They're like, no, we're not really doing like a game thing. Oh, we've got enough for that. Oh, you make YouTube videos? Like it was like.
Well,
that.
they met with you because they read the script.
But people didn't like the script.
They didn't like the script.
No, there were people that just wouldn't even have the meeting. So like we got shut down by like everybody. And then I ended up reaching out to Causeway Films, who produced the Bubble Book. And like we'd met with
what's her name?
Samantha Jennings.
Samantha Jennings, yeah.
And
She's incredible.
So fucking incredible. And she used to be a script editor by trade. And so she would give us these incredible notes that would elevate everything, like really, really put a lens on the character, really put a lens on theme.
So you kept developing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kept getting developed. And because we had met her, because we worked on the Babadook. We were on like way back when. And
what'd you do on the Babadook?
I was a driver, so production runner.
Nice.
And then Danny was.
I was lighting assistant, so I was there assisting lighting, and I was like, I'm working for free. Can I get a credit at least? Like, I would love to get a credit. They're like, yeah, you have a big credit in the film. I was like, yes. And then they credited me as work experience. And I was like, that doesn't fucking help anything.
Yeah, work experiences. I don't know what it is in America. It's
like what is it when you like attach to something for free and you're just learning? It's like an internship, maybe.
Internship, yeah. Internship.
It's like an internship.
Yeah. But that's what I was lucky I got that job because I was doing everything for free because I just wanted to be around film sets. And then the the production coordinator, Julie Byrne, she's like, you can't keep doing everything for free, Michael. And I was like, I just want to be here. I'm happy to be here. And she said, next movie, I'll make sure you get paid. And that was the Babadook. So I was 19 or something driving on the Babadook.
I was hoping you'd say you did the voice.
Oh, that's Jennifer Kent that did that voice. That's the director that did that voice.
Really?
Yeah. So
she's awesome. That set was amazing because it was the first film that I'd been on where I'm like, oh, she cares. She cares.
Did you know the movie was going to be good?
I knew it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be good because how much she cared. She did like 20 takes throwing a book down the stairs.
That is 90% of it, isn't it?
Yeah, you've
just having such a passion for what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you have that passion, it kind of translates and it moves around the set and people are drawn to it, right? They want to work harder.
Yeah.
I think.
Like putting everything into it and not treating it like it's just the job.
And finding the right team. And so that's the thing. Without Samantha Jennings, we'd be nowhere. She's everything. She helps with script, casting, on location, edit. She sits in the edit every day with us. She's there every day on set with us. And she understands color. And it's just the whole thing. She's that crutch lead on. Like when we were editing, say, Bring Her Back, it's such a complicated movie. It was such a complicated movie to edit. And having that, like did a pass by ourselves before she came. And I was like, we're drowning. We're like, fuck. What
you need other lenses to look at it. You need people
and
to
then she came and just like helps with everything. She understands pacing and it's
like, what if we put this here?
Yeah.
What if we don't show this right away till we cut back or just little things that bring the suspense and then more of a reveal.
Yeah.
This and that. So she helps you. You have that. Was Bill really involved or he's just like, I'm done. I wrote with you.
He wrote it, but the film changed so much when we shot it because we had a loss right at the start of production. And we lost a really close family friend. And like, we had no way to process that grief or nowhere to put it. Because you get this horrific phone call saying that this 23-year-old who's like a family friend who was so supportive of Talk to Me that would drive, an hour and a half out of his small town to watch Talk to Me 7 times he did it. To like watch the film.
Oh.
And he was like messaging.
What's his name?
His name's Harley Wallace.
Holly Wallace.
Yeah.
God bless him.
He's so incredible. And then like he would message like how much he like was like excited for us, how proud he was of us. And then you get a call from his mum and they're like, oh, he's dead. And you're like, what the fuck? It's such a like a weird, like it feels like it just rattles you so bad. And then like you get this terrible news and then you come on set and you're like, I've got nowhere to, I can't even process this right now. I can't do anything. I have to, the sets are getting built. Sally Hawkins is in from the UK and like that, like the film became a way to sort of process that. And the script changed and moments changed and like scenes that were written to be scary turned sad. And it felt like a really, really raw expression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But like, so all these studios are rejecting you, but you went to Causeway Films.
Yeah. And even then, after we developed the script of them, we got rejected again. And there were like
So who finally made it?
Well, there was a studio too that ended up saying yes, but they wanted it to be shot in America with American accents. We started to see that maybe they were wanting to change a couple of beats and stuff. And I started to feel like we weren't going to be in control of the process. And then we decided that we'd just make it independently. We'd raise the finances.
You raised them.
Yeah. So like Samantha Jennings, like we were reaching out to people. We pretty much just like sort of like pulled the budget together.
Yeah, from so many different places.
Yeah.
And then we reinvested, Sam reinvested, and it's everything we could to make it work. And then even things like we wanted to cast Sophie Wilde, but all the bigger investors were saying, Sophie Wilde's not a name. You're not going to make money off with Sophie Wilde. So you can have Sophie Wilde, but we're taking $1 million of the budget away. And we're like, it's worth it because, and that's where the shoot started shrinking, so we don't have that much time, but we get this amazing talent.
Did they ever tell you like, yeah, we'll make it, but you guys can't direct?
There was.
Did they try to do that?
No, there was questions. They're like, wait, what have they done again? What can you send us?
Like these are kids.
Yeah.
What can they do?
They do Nerf battle videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Harry Potter vs. Star Wars. And yeah, but like eventually we got over the line. Everyone like that was with the project backed us up. We surrounded ourselves with crews that we'd worked with on the films that you could see how much this person cares, that person cares, that gaffer cares, and you just surround yourself with people that you know are passionate.
That's what was awesome because being on all those film sets, we saw people that care. Because I worked in all different departments: unit, catering, lighting, stunts, sound. Like we'd just be with everything, and I always saw the people that these people want to be here. These people are passionate. And then surrounding yourself with those people when you make your movie. Because there's nothing like having that fucking dark end, like that, like, those people that don't want to be there and they just make it difficult for everything. It's already such a hard process. Having pricks on set as well that just make it because they don't want to be there. It's just like.
Fuck that. What did the budget end up being? Are you allowed to say?
Yeah.
Talk to Me was 4 or 4.5. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the look of it, the look of Bring Her Back, was Bring Her Back more of a budget?
Bring Her Back would have been more, but I don't know the exact budget of Bring Her Back. Yeah.
But another thing is, like, you could have great actors, or you could have a great director of photography, or you could have, great sound. But to have them all together to make a movie, they all have to be together to make a movie really work. And when I watch these movies, the quality really shines. The quality of these movies, the effects, how they're shot, these look like big studio movies. They don't look like independent movies. A movie like Talk to Me, $4 million, $4.5 million. That takes a lot of work to get the right guy that can shoot this movie and make it look like that with the right lighting, right?
Yeah, and it's that's the impossible task. It feels like if you have all these talented heads of departments, say sound, music, stuff, if they're not unified in the vision. And they're doing great things here, but it's in that direction, and costumes doing something great, but it's over here, and it's getting tugged in different directions. You've got to find a way to unify everyone, have everyone working together. Everything is balancing off each other. That's the
like the palette of the costumes, the colors, everything, the sets. They all have to kind of work together.
Exactly.
You can't as a director just be like, yeah, let the costumes do their cost. Let the props. They'll have this. You have to have everything planned out.
Yeah, and you have to have them, and they have to, because it's more about, like, because you surround yourself with people way more talented than you in a specific field, and then getting them on that same path. It's like getting on that same line.
And even like after production's done for the day, we'd all go back to like one of the people's houses, one of the heads of departments, and everyone has a meeting together. And then you talk about, what can we improve from this? We had 2 roses and a fawn. No, 2 fawns, 1 rose, like 2 thorns. This wasn't right. How can we fix those? And then like a rose is like, this was really good today. Let's keep going like that. So there's a constant communication with you and the crew and everybody.
And then watching, it is an impossible, because it's a mammoth task, and it's trying to keep this vision what it is from the beginning to the end. And it's getting tugged in all these different directions and trying.
And you have to say this. No, you have to stick to your gun. This is what we want.
Yeah.
So even if that's good, it could be good enough. No, it's not what I want. I'll be upset if I don't get what I want.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad as well because sometimes you got to be
just
ruthless. Sometimes, like
diplomatic and sort of just say, "Hey, we've got to move on."
Yeah, or that's not the right thing.
Because I remember we reshot some certain scenes, like Oliver in the pool and Bring Her Back. We'd shot that and we'd moved on, and it was like a weekend.
The one with the cat.
Yeah, and I'd edited it, and Oliver's look wasn't right. I was like, it just. Like he had like a wig on, he had these fake teeth, and I was like, it looks like Deliverance or something. And I was looking at him like, it feels false. It doesn't feel real. Like we're losing what was striking about his face and his performance. Like we're losing that under makeup, and we're losing it under like a false look. And so I was like, okay, we need to reshoot it. Everyone's like, what? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We have to reshoot it. Like it isn't.
Well, yeah. Kevin Costner talks about that when he did Dances with Wolves. I think it was his first time directing, and the whole crew is just like, oh, actor, director, here we go.
Yeah.
And they have this whole setup, their first setup, and it's like all these horses and wagons and this and that, and it's going. You know, they're all set up. It took 3 hours to get it, and he comes up and he goes, "This isn't right." Producer's like, "What?" He's like, "No, we have to be shooting this way, and here's why." And they're like, "That will take 3 hours. You're going to lose the crew. You're going to be." He's like, and he goes, I could just let it go and work around it. And he thought, I can't. This isn't right. Turn it around. This isn't right. And everybody was like, what the fuck? What is he doing? They lost money on the day, blah, blah, blah. But he did it, and it was the right move.
Yeah.
I mean, even just hearing that story gives me anxiety.
Yeah. I mean, another thing is you have a lot of children.
Yeah.
You know, a couple. I don't know how old the Sue Wong was.
Oh, Sora Wong was, she was 12.
Sarah Wong.
Sora. My accent.
Sora Wong.
Yeah. Sora Wong.
First time
who's
actor.
terrific.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Is she really visibly impaired? Like, can she see at all?
So she's blind, completely blind in one eye, and has limited vision in her other eye.
So seeing like people's faces and expression and stuff, she can't really see that. So she sees shapes and it's like blur. It's very blurred. It's not very good vision.
See, to me, right, I'm thinking stressful. I'm thinking, all right, we got to shoot 4 pages on this day. And they're like, well, we also have something that will take more time because she is visibly impaired, and we have to take the time to make sure it looks real and she can get around.
Yeah.
And I'm sure things slow down. They slow down on set. And you're like, well, we just have to do it right. And like, was that stressful just those days dealing with, the kid who plays Oliver, right?
Yeah, because even like shooting rain practically outdoors at daytime is like that's gonna take time. So all things that you don't really account for. But
lighting, because we're on a location and the light changes and it's supposed to be raining and it doesn't look like it's raining, and we couldn't afford to have big blackout things, So all those things that you don't think about. And yes, we like having a lean crew that we can move and change and do that, but you have to acknowledge and be aware of that you have got a vision impaired girl. You've got Oliver, who's young in prosthetics, and you got to make sure you take those steps to make sure everything's safe and comfortable for them.
And it's like about designing the schedule as well, where it's like, don't have the heavy scenes straight up. Like save those towards the end of the shoot. So
let the actors build, and
Yeah. Let them get comfortable.
And Sally Hawkins. Holy shit.
God, dude. Yeah.
Dude,
was she like, who the fuck are you guys? Well, she had to be like, because you're so ambitious, you're so excited, was she charmed by you guys?
Well, people were saying that, like, we don't know if your energies are going to match. You and Sally Hawkins was like the initial conversation. And I'm like, we're not going to get her anyway. Like she doesn't really do genre film, and her filmography, she seems so good.
Shape of Water, very artsy. And
yeah.
She's like, and she seems so like a prestigious actor.
Yeah.
What the fuck is she going to do?
Like we feel like we're down in the gutter a little bit.
But that wasn't the case.
We sent her the script. She was the first person we reached out to, and she loved the script and wanted to have a meeting. And I was also afraid of like a Hollywood ego or something, like a bigger actor saying, I do 2 takes and we're done, or it has to be this way. I was afraid of that because we like being deep and collaborative and open and being able to,
make it. I'm there to just malleable. You're there to just like tell me what to do. Tell me what you want. Give me a line reading. I'm like, I love that shit.
Yeah,
because even times where like the crew's too much. Like I feel like we're losing a bit of freedom. Like it's like we like go to turn here and everything like is slow to come around. But then there were days where we're like, do you want to just come on set at like 5 a.m. in the morning? It'll just be me, you, Michael, the camera guy. And she's like, absolutely. So there were times where she would just come on set before anyone was even there. And then we just like record with the actual morning light. And like, with her, like just being in character, being in the environment. Like she was down for all that stuff.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Boy, do I love my BetterHelp. You know, so many people use BetterHelp, and it is just delightful. And I love hearing the testimonies from people who are getting therapy through BetterHelp. It's just wonderful. Look, men today face immense pressure to perform, to provide, and keep it all together. That's not easy for us men, is it, Ryan? So it's no wonder that 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression every year. And it's often undiagnosed. Look, it's okay to struggle. Real strength comes from opening up about what you're carrying and doing something about it so you can be the best for yourself and everyone in your life. If you're a man and you're feeling the weight of the world, please talk to someone. Anyone, a friend, a loved one, a therapist. Therapy empowers you to be the best version of yourself. And it's for everyone. With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. Join a session with a therapist at the click of a button and switch therapists at any time. Seriously, if you're worried about not liking your therapist, you don't have to worry any longer. With BetterHelp, you switch therapist, moving on. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/inside. That's better, BETTER, help, HELP.com/inside. betterhelp.com/inside.
Like she was down for all that stuff.
Yeah, so we had the meeting with her and she really connected with the script, not because it was a genre film, but from a character, a human point of view. She loved the character. And she wanted to go deep, which we love, with creating the character, rehearsals. She'd go shopping as the character, buy things and dress the set with it. She really put herself in the mindset of the character, which is amazing, but also she really went there. So it was a really difficult.
Extraordinary in the movie.
Yeah.
Extraordinary. Like from the moment you meet her, you're like, there's this quirky energy, but what's going on? There's something going on. I don't know what it is. Is she good? Maybe she's going to be good. Maybe I'm not going to give it away, but like I don't want to give too much away, but I guess just the fact that her character, she does all these things. And then at the end, there's something that happens where it kind of sort of redeems her in a weird way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, but you guys have to watch it. But well, this is when you guys are on set, like when you go to talk to an actor, is it usually like, oh, I have a note, or you both feel the same note? You're twins. Do you feel the same energy? Do you both go, oh yeah, we needed something there better? Or you go like, no, it's perfect. What do you want?
Yeah, like sometimes it's like that. And then like I'm usually the main point of contact for the actors, so it's not coming from two different directions. Sometimes we break that rule. But like she's one of those actors where it's like, don't call cut. Keep the cameras rolling. She's staying in that zone. She's in that character.
Yeah, that's what I like when people just say, just stay there, say this, do it again. I just want to keep going. I don't want to cut and like all that stuff. Yeah, fuck that. Let's go.
Yeah.
Even scenes where the scene ends, she'll continue until you call cut. She'll continue in that moment, moving,
doing something.
Yeah, and it's incredible. You're like watching it. Oh my god!
Because even there's like a moment where she's cleaning the house, and she has like a small amount of time. Someone's on their way to the house. She has to clean the house. We like purposely scheduled that right at the end of the day, and we're like, we've trashed the whole house is completely fucked up, and we're like to Sally, I'm like, you have 10 minutes to clean this house. Oh, because then we've got to cut, so you have to clean the house in 10 minutes. She's like, okay. I'm like, action, and then she just fucking like a bat out of hell starts running and scooping everything up. The cameraman just chasing behind her. And there's like a real authentic energy.
Visceral. Did you shoot with one camera or two?
Certain scenes with two, and then like we were trying to focus mostly on one, but yeah, we don't like we've learned that on this one to not shoot too much with two cameras.
Yeah, it's one of those things because we had child performers. We were trying to think of the best way. It's Talk to Me was one camera, and then a few select days, two cameras, deep, intimate conversations, things like that. For this one, because we had child actors, kids had never acted before. Let's have two so they don't get nervous. Okay, now it's your close up, and they get nervous or they won't perform as naturally,
or they're running out of energy.
Yeah, we're trying to think of ways to help that. But I think that
towards the end of it, we're just like, no more second camera. It's
Yeah,
like
it
just
feels
focus
like
on the main camera. Focus on the main
Yeah.
camera.
yeah, because you have to try and cater for both cameras. If you're doing that all the time, you're compromising the main shot to
Right.
make room for the second shot.
But also, if you shoot like 4K or whatever, and you could always jump in and not lose quality. So using one camera, you can do a lot.
Yeah,
with
you can
now.
do that sometimes. Yeah.
Did you guys do that ever?
What I did do with the 4K, much to I'm sure my DOP's horror, was I would reframe shots like in the edit. Like, well, I might just do this. I might zoom in here. Like I did that.
McCliskey,
Yeah, yeah.
look at
And
me.
Aaron was like, "What are you doing? Stop touching the shot." I'm like, I think it looks better, Aaron.
Do you ever get into arguments?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Every day.
Do you try not to do it on set?
We argue over text on set. So like, if we're like smiling,
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Stop fucking contradicting me to the actors.
It's perfect. Leave her alone.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he would show me the screen. I'll pretend I didn't see it.
Yeah, but-
Let's get that out.
So we argue over text, but like,
Who says action?
our first AD. We allow him to say action. Yeah.
So you guys could just focus and not have to deal with that.
Yeah, he can call the action. We have like really intimate like words with the actors beforehand and be like with them and then step away. They
Do you
can call
sit
action.
usually in Video Village or do you get close to the actor?
I love hiding on set. I love being around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was once I feel bad that because we were so.
Oh, this was so embarrassing.
This is when we hadn't slept for a few days, and I was under a bed because I was under the bed, and Billy and Sora they're doing a scene like him watching us sleep and him nervous, and I was under the bed waiting for the setup, and it was in between takes. I was like, and I fell asleep.
And you start snoring
Yeah.
and they heard you?
And the crew thought it was Sora
Because
she's
Sora is
asleep
sleeping in the scene, so she's like laying down, and I'm like, oh, she's snoring, and then it was like, and I was like, God damn, she sounds like a man, and then like it cut, and I was like, Sora, you need to wake up. She's like, that's not me. And I was like, what? I'm like, where's that snoring coming from? And then Billy's like, I think it's coming from under the bed.
It's under the bed.
Did everybody laugh?
No one knew.
No one knew.
No one knew until
You knew.
I knew. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, let's change the shot. Let's get a reverse. And then everyone's like moving out. I'm like, get the fuck up. What are you doing?
Yeah, that was
Snoring.
my one embarrassing thing.
That's just
But once we were in Talk to Me, we were hiding in like a closet in Talk to Me. There's a scene where Sophie's like hitting herself and banging things, kicking things, and we did this room take. And I was like hiding in the cupboard, and she didn't know that. And there was a scene. She came up and started like punching the cupboard. I was like, oh, When like the door opened, and you see, and like try to close the door again.
Because she's like, she was so on the zone, and there were certain days where we're like, can you not sleep tonight? Can you come to set having stayed up all night? Because you'll be a bit more frazzled and a bit more like getting.
So she stayed up?
She stayed up.
She wanted to
and
do
she's
it,
like,
yeah.
I'll stay up if you stay up. I'm like, I'm staying up. And then so like, yeah, we'll just have conversations, keep her up all night, and like really get her in the zone. And like, even if it's a small thing, there's something about the way that people act when they haven't slept that just adds this extra layer of realism, which I love.
What do you guys do with stress? Like, do you stress? Do you get nervous? Do you get overwhelmed? And how do you deal with it? Because we talk a lot about mental health in the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, what do each of you do? What do you do?
It's so tough, even since Talk to Me came out and then we're doing a documentary at the same time and then bring her back. And we did this, it was like a whole process to get to bring her back, but there was never a break. So once we got to the pre-production of Bring Her Back, I was exhausted. And I was so like, and there was like, it was the first time that we kind of had money properly coming in. So it was like tax things and all, there was just all this.
It was overwhelming.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. And then also there's this added pressure of this is your second movie. Like you said, the sophomore slump. Is it going to work? Is it a fluke?
Yeah.
And there's all these like pressures. There is, and you do feel the pressure and it's kind of hard. It's kind of breaking things down to just moment to moment. What do you need to do today?
Sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah.
And I have really, really bad sleep. So even when and it's an issue I've always had, falling asleep is difficult. And then every time I fall asleep, within an hour and a half, I'll wake up. So within 90 minutes, I just wake up. And it's like, I could exhaust myself all day to finally fall asleep.
Do you feel refreshed when you wake up?
Yeah, but I have only had 90 minutes. So you wake up like you're...
I've heard there's some people like that actually can sleep for an hour and a half, and then they're fine, or a couple hours.
I run off naps.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
I'm not fine. You feel fine for like 20 minutes and then you get tired. But it's just that's the one thing I'm trying to figure out is like keeping that constant, get a good proper sleep,
Yeah.
My thing is like, it feels like exposure therapy because once like Talk to Me had come out, and then there started to be real big pressure for the next one. And then I was getting really nervous and scared of the next movie. And I could feel myself, I could feel my feet getting cemented into the ground. And I'm like, I'm not going to make anything ever again. Like, I feel like it's just too terrifying of a task. And then to get over that, or to like jump over that anxiety, was just signing on to the next thing and boarding the train and being like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's left the station. You have to make this movie now. You have to take these meetings. And like doing that, throwing yourself into it, there's no time to like think about it or get caught up in your own head about it. So it's about just like facing it and jumping into it.
I think that's one of the biggest things with people that don't. Everyone's waiting to be 100% ready to do something, and you're never going to be 100% ready ever. It's never going to be perfectly aligned, and that's the thing. You get paralysis from starting something because you're afraid. You want it to be. I need this. I need that. It's at a certain point you just need to go. You just need to jump, and you'll figure out while you're falling how to land.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Because some people can't. They have to be busy all the time, or they go crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys are like that?
I think so, maybe.
Like,
yeah.
if you have too much time to do nothing, are you not in a good place?
Yeah, it is a thing. Like, once everything starts to get quiet, the only voice that you're hearing is the one that's in your head, and then that gets terrifying. So, like, constantly staying stimulated and like working, I think, is a way to cover it.
But I think it's an obsession as well with just creating. So I would say, okay, we're doing nothing now until, especially with the YouTube days, you could choose your own schedule. And then after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you get that itch again. Okay, I've got to do something. I've got to do something creative. I've got to be making something, working on something.
I've got a vice. I like to gamble. That's my vice.
I like to gamble a little, but I try to do it intermittently. I don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
So I'll go to Vegas a couple times a year, and I'll give myself a limit, and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're making good money now. You shouldn't be throwing your money away.
I know.
Yeah, but you can double it.
Or you could go back to YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck do you want to do?
And then I've actually stopped. I'm on a what's it called? There's like those apps that like sober apps. I've done that, so I haven't gambled for a while.
Do you guys still drink?
I don't actually drink that much. Like
I don't either.
Yeah,
it's so funny. There's those things when you're in such stressful situations.
You don't need that.
You need, well, to me, it calms. So my thing because I was doing online gambling, which was bad. And before that, it'd be doing something physical, like something risky. I like adrenaline things. I like doing stuff that's kind of dangerous. I love doing stunts with the YouTube stuff. When that's taken away and you're doing the film stuff and it's just sitting in a room, then I was doing the gambling because it's so weird because in that moment, all that stress goes away, even though you're doing something risky. It kind of evens it out.
So not healthy though.
Not healthy at all. That's the thing is, it's a vice. It's a vice. So then when I stopped that,
now you masturbate constantly.
No, now it's eating while masturbating.
Now I'm eating while masturbating.
Michael was like, even like right before we entered pre-production of Bring It Back, he was doing a death match in Detroit. So like we went and shot, and he was like doing this big match of glass and barbed wire, and he's covered in blood, jumping off these balconies and doing this sort of stuff. And it's like,
and that was the most fun ever.
Yeah, A24 were like, we don't know how to insure him for the movie. Like, what the hell? Like, they were
yeah,
trying to
because
work out
it's a documentary we're doing on deathmatch wrestling, which is professional wrestling, but like they use real weapons, real glass, real barbed wire.
People die.
People have died doing it. It's really dangerous, and it's like a violent performance art.
And this exists.
It exists. It's an underground form of wrestling.
It's illegal
in some states.
In some states, it's legal.
Yeah, and so we've been fascinated with it since we were kids. So it was one of those things, after Talk to Me, we kind of it was a surreal thing where you could choose whatever you wanted to do. We could have done practically anything, any budget level, any movie. And so I was saying to A24, I want to do this documentary on deathmatch wrestling. And they said, okay. And we hadn't really probably thought about the direction.
And I was like, what the fuck, Mark? We don't know how to make a fucking documentary. And then
it's going to be the last documentary we ever made.
Yeah, and then we're just like,
is it done?
It's probably 70% done. Second half of this year, we'll be finishing.
Is it good?
I think it's pretty fucking awesome. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. This footage that I'm like, I don't think people have seen anything like this before. Like the cameras in the ring surrounding these environments.
Yeah. So we did a death match. I did a death match.
It's really scary. I don't know who the target audience is because it's so violent. And
yeah,
it's
we
real
should
blood.
show you some of it. It's pretty incredible. And we're following different people from different countries that are unified by this one thing. So we filmed all over the world. And that's what the second half of this year is going to be, finishing that off.
After Talk to Me, I was expecting a certain movie.
Yeah.
This was completely different But it wasn't only terrifying in moments, it was emotional in moments. It was an amazing story. It was tragic. It was, there are some scenes with the knife that I probably shouldn't talk about it, right?
No, you
No,
can't.
no,
No, please.
I don't know how you did it. I mean, this
Yeah.
kid puts a butcher knife in his mouth, through his teeth, and into his throat, and he's bleeding. How old is this kid who's doing it?
10, 11, it was at the time.
How long did this stunt take to get right?
It's so interesting because anything that looks really horrific on camera is the most fun to shoot. And the task or the challenge for all of those set pieces, all those moments, is like, how can we execute this practically? We have two prosthetics teams that are with us, and we like pit them against each other, be like, oh, do you see that head he's doing over there? You should try and do better than that. Like, there's a healthy competition, and like there's those conversations like, I really want to execute this practically. There's other stuff with a table, I'm like, I want to execute that practically. And it's like feeling it out, and then like you go
Safely.
safe. It was there was no danger. Yeah.
No real biting.
And
I
then
mean, the knife looked real.
Yeah. Which is plates of a real knife, a foam knife, like blending that stuff together. And another thing that really, like, we had a head, his cast made up, where we could put a real knife into a fake head. That helped. We had fake teeth with magnet on the teeth and all that sort of stuff, like magnets where you can sort of control like a chipped tooth and everything. It was like all stuff like that.
Well, because we've been obsessed
Wow.
with practical,
Yeah.
obsessed with practical effects since we were kids. And you look at movies like The Thing. Why does that look better than modern?
Because it's
movies now?
practical.
It's practical. It's
And
tangible.
exactly. And there's something about getting it in camera.
Thank
in
God
some
they're
way.
for you guys, because I always say that. I'm like, why don't they just do practical? I'm so tired of too many effects in movies. It takes me out.
Yeah, it does.
It always takes me out. I'm like, fuck, same shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly that. There's something about the realism in it that puts you in this moment. If you're going to build up to a certain scene or a moment and then you just cover it with visual effects, the same thing. It takes me out of it. But there's something about there's a rawness to it. The most you can do practical, VFX should only be used to merge those things, to enhance them. So, for example, to make sure there's no crinkles in the foam, the fake knife, and how do you make it? It's got to enhance it, not the whole thing.
I mean,
It should never be the
I
whole
say
thing.
yes, definitely for these horror films, but I absolutely, there's some VFX like in those bigger budget, like a superhero film or something, that I actually do love the spectacle of the big VFX thing. Like, I think
Sometimes.
it depends.
Sometimes.
It depends on the project. But
I
you know
just
what?
think they're overdone now, and it's like, a lot of movies just look the same. Like
Yeah.
they're the same movies, like a lot of superhero movies.
Well,
They're kind of like, it's like people can say, oh, that's good, but it's pretty much the same with different dialogue and different characters, but the same things going on.
They've just got to allow auteurs or like director-led visions, as opposed to filmmaking by committee. It feels like if they're like really like allowing them to put their fingerprints on it. Like, I'm so fucking excited for the new Superman movie and what James Gunn. Like,
yeah.
I'm like that. Like, I know like he's an auteur and he'll have his own fingerprint and his own vision. So I'm so excited for that. And that feels like a filmmaker-led project as opposed to making it by committee. Which, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then also with the knife thing, sorry, jumping back. Once we'd shot it and it looks amazing, and like pass after pass after pass after pass, like on the VFX thing, it was like, I need to blend that. That doesn't look right. Blend this. We need this. It was like the sound still wasn't hitting. And I'm like, it doesn't sound, it needs, I get people can like look away, but I want it to be like that, what they hear is just as horrific.
There's a sound. You have to find that sound. It's not,
Do you know how we did it?
how?
We had a microphone like this. We were in the sound designer's studio, and I was like, get me a knife. And then like we got the knife, I put it in my mouth, and I did the action, and we recorded it. And that's why it sounds like, oh my God. Because it was like replicating exactly
Like
what's
hitting the teeth and like
all of that. And then same so with the tabletop. Like there was like a tabletop scene, like same sort of thing. Like anything that's like, oh, this is a hard sound to get.
Yeah, we were in the studio. Emma bought it.
Oh, so the kid's biting the counter, like ripping it apart. This hard wooden counter.
Yeah.
It is I've never seen anything like it.
yeah. And then so I walked in and Danny was biting the table of Emma's. Like biting. There's like teeth marks in there now. And then it was things like with Jonah, who plays Olive Oates, it was laced with chocolate, the table, so he could bite it. And after we called cut, he just kept eating it.
He just loved it.
Yeah, he loved it.
He's like, this is a really nice table.
This is actually really good.
Hey folks, it's me, Michael Rosenbaum. Listen, if you're a supporter of the podcast, if you're enjoying these interviews, we ask you if you can join Patreon. patreon.com/inside of you and help the podcast. It's a great way to build a community and friends, and there's a lot of benefits. There's different tiers. There's one where I give you packages every couple of months, a bunch of gifts, and write a note. You get your name shouted out on the podcast and much, much more. But most importantly, you'll be helping the podcast. So if you want to become a member of Patreon and support this podcast, that would be awesome. So just go to Patreon, Patreon, patreon.com/inside of you. And I really appreciate you. Thanks.
He's incredible though. That kid, man, Jonah's so multi-talented. He's 10, 11 years old. He's had 3 Muay Thai fights. He's a fighter, and he's been a lead in a film, and he's an amazing musician. He's like this so multi-talented, awesome kid. You know what the most rewarding thing was? Having them come to the premiere out to, they're staying in Beverly Hills. They come to the premiere, Sora, who's never acted before, who was doubting herself, and they call their names on stage and the crowd like erupts in applause and cheering, and their parents are proud on the sidelines because they worked so hard, and then to spend that moment with them was the most rewarding, amazing thing ever. It was it feels so surreal, magical. The funnest night ever. It was incredible.
I love that. What was it like, by the way, going on Joe Rogan? I was so surprised. Like, he had you guys on.
Yeah.
Was that a weird thing, or was that fun, or was it just kind of odd?
That was so surreal. And I feel like our voices are quite annoying to some people. So I feel like maybe people were annoyed by our voices on it, maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But also we're massive UFC fans. And then people are like, dude, Joe Rogan reposted your movie. Did you guys pay him to do that? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I remember I was playing Xbox, and then I got my phone just started going insane. They're like, Joe Rogan. And I was like, no way. Like, that must be just a fan account or something.
And it wasn't.
And then our agents that reached out and said, would you do the podcast with them? He said, yeah. And dude, I've never been so nervous going on a podcast. So
I'm sure. I mean, he has such a following.
Yeah. And I hadn't slept. And I had a lot of caffeine and stuff, and I was like, it was.
Yeah, we always.
It was like probably a bombed performance.
Yeah, we probably
Joe
bombed
Rogan.
the interview. Yeah, we apologize, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, sorry, Joe Rogan. Have us again. We'll be more calm next time.
Well, it was funny because I didn't think I think you guys were just like doing your thing, and you're this, and you cut back to him, and he's like,
yeah.
Maybe he wasn't ready for the energy.
He was just like, wow. These guys are fireballs.
He's like, too much.
These guys are passionate. I love it.
He was nice though.
I bet he loved it.
He's incredible.
Talk to Me grossed $48.3 million in US in Canada, $43.9 million in other countries and markets, $92 million.
I mean,
you guys own a piece of the movie, right?
I don't know how much we own of the movie. I'm pretty sure we
invested. Yeah.
Yeah, we invested.
We're getting a check. I don't know when.
It should be a big for Talk to Me. You haven't been paid yet?
No, we got paid some. We got paid some. It still comes in. It still trickles.
But there's going to be like another. There's like.
Did you ever get $1 million check?
Oh my god! I don't think we've got $1 million check. But it's not.
Oh no! For the movie, would you say for this movie? I'd say.
Do you know what? I don't know. It's sort of like. I don't like.
Maybe I don't know if we got to cut that out.
I hate looking at anything like that. That gives me anxiety as well. Like,
right, but it's like guys that just never imagined and it's happening, and it's like, good for you. You deserve it.
Yeah.
To make $1 million and to make a good living. You're entertaining so many people.
Yeah,
you deserve it.
But it's terrifying because every second feels like
just don't gamble the fucking money away.
You can have 1 million or 2 million. No. And it always feels like it's going to go away. I was sitting next to Leigh Whannell, who directed, the Insidious films and Saw and all that sort of stuff. We were at this award ceremony and he was next to me. And then I was talking to him and I said, I signed on to bring it back so quickly because I was so scared of it going away. And we were attached to a bigger property. And then I was scared of letting that fan base down or screwing that up. And I didn't feel like I was ready I was talking to him. And I'm like, I feel it's scary because it feels like the door could shut at any moment. And he's like, I've made so many films. I've been a part of so many projects and that never goes away. You always feel like you might lose it. I was like, God damn, Leigh Whannell. And I was that's scary. That's a fear that you're always going to have with you. That's terrifying.
But it is one of those things. Money's never been the reason why we do it. So it's about now with the money coming in, it's finding. So now we've got people that take care of the money stuff and we just get paid a weekly thing.
Just be on them.
Yeah.
Just make sure every month or every couple months, you sit down and go over your finances and make sure it's all there. I know you trust everybody and you do this, but I've heard too many horror stories. You have to meet with the person who is managing your life
Yeah.
and say, okay, so I had this much 3 months ago. Why is there this much gone? Okay, well, just ask questions. Takes 30 minutes.
It's so
Be smart. Just be smart.
Yeah,
Be smarter,
we've
Michael.
got to be smarter like that. We've
Yeah.
never understood. So
Well,
because
I
as
just
soon
said,
as
put me on a
as soon as
salary.
we start,
Put me on a
yeah,
salary,
as soon as
yeah.
we started talking about finances, I just can't follow what they're saying.
Exactly.
I'm like, I don't understand.
You don't, but you can put in layman's terms. You could just say, okay, I had $500,000 in March, and now it's April. April's after March, and now in April I have $200,000. There's something a little. Just pay attention. It doesn't take much, but you want to protect yourself.
Yeah, you need to know where it's.
Yeah.
It's so common.
Your business manager's listening, going, "Damn it!
Yeah, he's like, shut the fuck up,
Why is
Michael
he doing
Rosenbaum.
that?" What would you say to young filmmakers who want to make their movies? Because at the Oscars, Sean Baker said, and we talked about this before, not with you guys, but he said, "Get an iPhone, go shoot something." It's pretty daunting when you want to make a movie and a something that people could watch and maybe try to sell it. Is that really good advice?
Well, yeah, I think it's like anything that you first start off doing is going to be bad. And it's about getting that bad stuff out of the way. And every single thing that you make, you get better and you learn from it. So I do agree, whereas like go out and start shooting, even if it's just you and a friend, even if it's
But
just
what if you have a good script that you know is great, but you can't get the money, and you know that if you shoot it on this low budget, it's not going to be what it should be?
I would shoot a scene from that. I would have a scene where it's like, I'm going to put everything into this scene. Like me personally, I would take out a loan. And I'm like, I'm going to throw everything into making a scene that's like a proof of concept to show, look, I can direct, I can do this. And then you package it. You like try to find people, like you reach out to producers that you really like. That's like a big step. And then you're sort of like, here's the full script. I've got a full written script, which is the best currency that you can have. And I've got a scene that shows you I can pull this off. I can execute this.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 horror movies that I want to make that I'm going out and trying to get money for. And part of me was like, I want to shoot this one scene in the movie.
Yes.
And just because it's such, it could be like a short film, and it's intense and it's great. And it kind of gives you the idea of the feeling of the movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I want to get a good DP. I want to use your DP.
Yeah.
I want to use quality people. I want this to look, because this is my opportunity. So put whatever money into it, not too much, but like, get the scene, get your vision, and then hand it off, right?
Yeah,
and especially because you have an inbuilt audience as well. Like that so much helps. And like, even if it's like something that you upload that exists, and then you just package it in a way that feels exciting.
And it's finding the biggest thing, and I think for us as
And
well.
never wait for development funding. That's the hell. Like, don't wait for development funding. That's my other advice. Like, people wait. There's like, oh, I've applied for this grant. I've applied for this. And it's like, just write it. Just write it. Start writing it and then keep improving it. Send it to people that you trust and they can give notes on the script. Like, don't wait for something to happen.
Well, especially in the writing process when they're trying to get the whole movie in their head before they write it. Write it in whatever form it is in, and then from at least get it out. The first, it's like just shit it out onto a fucking page to begin with, and then you can sort it and mold it. And like that's where you gotta, like, waiting for it all to be perfect in your head before writing it.
Yeah.
You should just start and get out. And it's, but a big important thing is finding people that you trust, finding, like, that's where Sam is so integral. And when you find those people that are passionate, talented, and hold on to them and create stuff together.
Yeah.
You know?
What would you say if you had to pitch, bring her back, like why people should see it? What would you say?
It's a film that feels like it could relate to like hardened horror fans, but there is an emotional underlay to it that lets it exist also as a drama film. So we'd love for people to come in and be like, oh my God, that was terrifying, but why am I also moved by this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's how I felt when I watched it.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
Because you're like emotionally driven. You're rooting for these characters. You feel terrible from the beginning when their father dies, and then they're, I was with them, and it's tragic, it's dramatic, it's emotional, it's scary, it's jarring. There's all those things, all those elements, which I think make it a great horror movie. Like, look at Exorcist. If you take away the fuck me, all that stuff, like it's a mother who loves her daughter and will do anything she can to protect her and get her, help, and she goes through hell to do that.
Yeah,
So,
and like that's like such a big lesson to learn on The Exorcist. And with any of the films that we're trying to write, is like make sure it works as a drama film as well.
Yeah.
Like make sure those
And
characters
then
feel
add
real.
the stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
if-
build around it. Like find the thematic core and then build around that. That
Yeah.
always feels like the best. Whereas like I always feel awful killing off a character in one of my movies.
Do
'cause
you?
they feel-
Because you do it a lot.
When you killed one off, and I was like, Game of Thrones. I was upset, but then it was like, it's sort of a survival thing that they did this with a movie I loved called Bone Tomahawk.
Oh yes.
And in the beginning, they have this tough guy and this cowboy and this, and then they have this guy who's dying and he's weak and the old man. And you're watching it, and everything you thought would happen didn't. The weaker characters survived and the stronger characters all died.
Yeah.
And that was fucking cool. And I don't want to give anything away, but
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
How was it meeting Lucy Lawless?
She was amazing.
You guys had such
Dude, I
chemistry.
text her. She's like, I want to go to horror nights because I have horror movie nights here. When you guys are in town next, you got to come.
Oh, please, dude.
I
I
love that.
Yeah.
We'll watch a horror movie and we'll just rip it apart, or we'll love it or whatever. There's a couple good movies out there. Any movies that you've seen that you think people should see that are good horror movies?
Oh my gosh. The one that I'm really excited for is Together. That's coming out soon. That's from another Australian filmmaker. So I'm really excited for that one.
The Ugly Stepsister.
I've heard so many good
It's
things.
really good.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay,
I
need
really
it.
liked it. That's good. And the one with John Lithgow,
Which is this one?
it's the one where the guy has a puppet. John Lithgow has a puppet, and it's in an old age home.
Oh, I've heard of this. I don't know the title.
It's really cool, man. It's good. It's just not what you think it would be, and it's creepy and it's good.
Oh.
Anyway,
Anyway,
There's
Lucy
so much-
Lawless. I grew up with Xena. I love Xena Warrior Princess.
dude, she's
so much.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love Lucy. How did I say your last name again?
Philippou.
It is Philippou.
Yeah.
Philippou.
Philippou.
All right, this is Shit Talking with Danny and Michael Philippou. This is Rapid Fire. So these are my patrons. Rapid Fire. Go to patreon.com/inside of you and join and support the podcast. Don G, your movie Talk to Me is very emotional and grief-based. What did you draw upon to achieve that?
Personal emotional experiences. Be vulnerable, be personal, and that'll make it feel more real.
All right.
Rapid fire.
Shit answer.
Oh, thank you.
Shit.
Shit
Buddy, shit,
answer.
Leanne says, if you had to describe your twin in one word, what would it be and why?
Annoying.
Damn it. That's what was going to be my word.
Yeah, well,
Talented.
oh, thank you. You
Fuckhead.
Fuckhead and talented. That's good. T-Paw 1-2. Favorite A24 movie?
Moonlight. Come on. Dude, this is rapid fire.
it's
What, this is
rapid
the
fire.
slow.
Didn't they do Hereditary?
They did Hereditary? Say Hereditary.
You know what my favorite one is? Probably Bo Was Afraid.
What?
Bo Was Afraid.
I didn't say that. I didn't see that.
You haven't seen that?
Bo
You
is
should watch it.
Afraid?
It's a trip. It's Ari Aster's third movie.
Wait, is that Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
It's good?
I loved it.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it.
I gotta watch it then. If you guys say it's good, I'll watch it. Raj, tell me about a time you pushed through a difference of opinion with each other.
Oh
The-
my gosh.
The one that rings a bell, the biggest one.
It's, you know what it is? It's always the smallest thing. It's the decibel of a sound effect. It's like how loud something is, or it's like frames on a shot. So we usually we have like a third party that we like 3 or 4 people that we really trust, and we can send them both versions of the scene and be like, which one's better? Not tell them whose it is. That's how we
and
settle
then
it.
if they choose Danny, I go, you're a traitor.
When does the movie come out?
May 30th.
May 30th in theaters.
May 30th in theaters. 2 questions. One, the favorite question. Remy, look, I'm with Michael Rosenbaum. He's the biggest fan. We do Smallville nights. Come on, baby. Remy Brad. Michael Rosenbaum. As soon as we landed, they're like, what podcast? I'm like, get me in the Michael Rosenbaum. Please. That.
Dude.
And then 2, can I see the Talkville set after this as well?
Oh, it's just that we just hang something over
Oh,
it.
do you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh
so
my
it's
God.
easy. I'll show you the thing, but it's like it's styrofoam. Kind of cheap. But dude, guys, this has been such a treat. I could talk to you forever about movies. But we'll keep in touch.
Oh,
We
please do.
should.
Let's keep in
definitely.
touch, man. And when you guys are back in town, you'll come over. You know, we'll just be boys.
Yeah,
We'll just do our thing.
We would love that.
We would
and
love
thank you so much for having us and watching the movie and inviting us to your home.
I'm
It's
so
a dream.
excited for you. Like, I really am excited for you because I know this is a great movie. I know this is going to do well. Knock on wood. But there's no reason it shouldn't. From the guys who brought you Talk to Me, bring her back. It doesn't let you down. This movie is not a letdown. This is a I don't want to say surprise because you guys are gifted, but it is a surprise, you know, to go into the second big movie you're making and then come out going, awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
It works. It's great. It really is. And I'm telling you, I have a friend, Nick, who's just shits on it. I mean, he shits on everything more than I shit on things. He's like, dude, it's lame. It's totally lame. And he was like, it was good.
Oh, damn. Oh, my God.
And that means a lot. Like Nick doesn't, we all were like, all around, I swear to God, may I drop dead. All of us loved it. All of us loved it. I would not lie to you. I'm so happy. I can't wait for the world to see it. Bring her back. May 29th, right?
May 29th. May 30th.
May 30th. May 30th.
Sorry.
Well, I'll get to the theaters early.
Yeah, line up. It'll be down the block.
Danny and Michael Philippou, thank you for being here. It was an absolute treat. And next movie you do, you got to come back on as well.
Oh, dude, we're here. We're here.
Thanks so much.
No matter how big you get, don't be those guys.
No, I'll be here. I'll be here. It'll be
Yeah.
tradition.
It's tradition.
Yeah, you
We'll
can
make
stay
it
in the
a
guest
tradition.
room, for God's sake.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you later.
Cheers.
I don't think I've ever had energy like that on a podcast before.
No,
So
they've
I
been
wonder what people are
energetic
going to think. Are these guys like, you know, they even said it. They're like, are they, you know, our energy. And they're such good guys and they're so interesting. And I love these guys. I felt like we're pals now, you know?
Yeah, they were huge fans of you.
Yeah.
Which also,
I was fans of theirs. So it was a beautiful thing.
it was a mutual
fandom. Love, mutual admiration.
Mhm.
Thanks guys for being on here. Smallville forever. And I just, you guys are awesome. And put me in a damn movie. I'll hold you to that. Even if I have to be a delivery guy and say a few lines and then come back to kill somebody. Something, dude. Something. Come on, Danny, Michael. All right, let's get into, thanks for listening. We're going to get into the top tiers. These are the folks that really support the show, go above and beyond. And I'm going to read their names off because this is part of the perk. We love these folks. Nancy D, Little Lisa, Yukiko, Brian H, Niko P, Rob I, Jason W, Sophie M, Raj C, Jennifer N, Stacey L.
Jamal F, Janelle B, Mike, Eldanzsupremo, 99 more.
Santiago M, Leanne P, Maddie S, Kendrick F, Belinda N, Dave Hull. I hope you guys, the 5 years, if you've been here 5 years, you should have got a box with a special gift in it. If not, it's coming. Don't worry. Brad D, Ray Hadada. Hi, Ray. Tabitha T, Tom N, Talia M.
Betsy D, Rhiannon C, Michelle A, Jeremy C, Mr. M, Eugene R, Monica T, Mel S.
Eric H, Amanda R, Kevin E, Jorel, Jammin' Jenny. Oh, Jammin' Jenny. Leanne J, Luna R, Jules M, Jessica B, Kaylee J, Charlene A.
Frank B, Jen T, April R, Randy S, Claudia, Rachel D, Nick W, Stephanie Nevin,
Steven. Charlene A, Don G, Jenny B76, NG Tracy, Keith B, Heather and Greg, Ellie K, Ben B Jammin, Pierre C, Sultan, Ingrid C, Dave T, Jeff G, Kareem H, Kareem, Brian B, and Patrick H. Patrick, welcome to Patron. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting this podcast. It means the world to me. And I'll see you at a con, or I'll see you next week, or you'll see me next week on the podcast. So from the Hollywood Hills in Hollywood, California, I am Michael Rosenbaum.
I am Ryan Tails.
That's correct. A little wave to the camera. We love you. Thanks for being here. And be good to yourself. We'll see you.